to my heart, and I think Hamilton needs its first woman mayor. And I think Andrea is the person who can fill that bill. She's got plenty of political experience. She knows how to work across party lines. No parties at City Hall, and everybody can work together. And I think it's a fantastic chance for Hamilton to move forward again. And you can see what's happened in the harbour when parties and political leaders work together. And I think Andrea can do great things for Hamilton and the whole region. So I am here to endorse her and hope that people vote for her in the upcoming city election.
Thank you, Sheila. I have to say I'm honored to receive the endorsement of Sheila Copps. She's obviously a woman who has brought her strong voice, her passion, her insights, her vision to our city. And the Copps family, of course, has really had an indelible mark on the history of Hamilton, and that history will take us into the future. Particularly, we're here at Pier 8 at really a monument to the fantastic work of Sheila and other members of the Copps family. Of course, Sheila's father was mayor for many years of Hamilton. I served on city council with Sheila's mom, and I'm honored as not only as a Hamiltonian, but as a woman, to have a strong woman, a successful woman, not only a capable woman, but I believe a brilliant woman who's a Hamiltonian, providing her endorsement to me this morning, and I can't tell you how grateful I am, not only for the endorsement, but for everything you and your family have done for our city.
Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you. We'll take any questions that folks might have.
Sheila, maybe you want to tell us a little bit more of why you, apart from being asked, maybe, or maybe of your own volition, decided what.
No, it was of my own volition. I got in touch.
Pardon me?
I got in touch with Andrea to tell her that I would like to endorse her because I saw the race unfolding, and I'm quite serious about the need for women in leadership roles. It's been part of my life's work, and I also saw Andrea both as a city politician but also in her work as an NDP member and a leader at Queen's Park. She's a collaborative leader, and she knows how to work together with people, and I think divisions bring cities down, unity brings cities up, and I think she can really do that. So I actually got in touch with her through a friend to say I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. And so she asked if, or her team asked if I would make a public endorsement. I said I'd love to.
I guess what can you say to what Andrea has done for the city of Hamilton and what she might be able to do going forward if she's elected mayor?
Well, I think the nice thing about her provincial experience is that it actually is going to help her reach out to find out where planning decisions are made at the provincial and federal level, infrastructure monies, support, everything from cleaning the harbour to fixing the situation in Cootes Paradise. It's all within her grasp, and I think it's difficult for one city, any city, to pay for everything themselves. And I think when you do have experience with other levels of government, sometimes that knocking on those doors and seeing a friendly face on the other side helps. And it doesn't even matter. I mean, obviously the friendly face doesn't have to be the same political party. It's just relationships and human connections that are important.
I'm curious, with your experience in politics, a lot of people have said this is a change election. A lot of people looking for big changes on council. What's your assessment of the mood of the electorate this year?
Is that for me?
No, that's actually for Sheila.
Oh! Yeah, it's going to be big changes on council. A lot of familiar faces are gone, but I think it gives a chance for the new mayor, the new leadership, to sort of do a course correction for the ship. The Hamilton and the Haida could potentially, I think, use a course correction. And at the same time, there's so many good things happening with the decision on the LRT and the investment in Hamilton's downtown core. As somebody who grew up in the East End, I think taking the LRT from McMaster all the way to Highway 20 is fantastic, and it's going to do great things for city real estate values and quality of living. So I think it's kind of giving everybody a chance to get a fresh start, and sometimes a fresh start is good.
Andrea, of course, is a veteran politician too, but I'm wondering, Sheila, have you given her any advice, any thoughts on her campaign as you come out publicly to endorse her?
I don't think she needs my advice. I think she's got lots of political experience of her own. And if she were to ask my advice, I'd just say, you know, reach out to everybody. I think the nice thing, I mean, one of the nice things about being a politician at City Hall is you don't have a political party. You can be for all the people. And I think the most successful mayors that we've had, and I'd like to include my father as one of them, have been the people who figured out it's not about party divisions, it's about being in touch with everybody. And I think Andrea's running her campaign that way, and that's how she will govern.
Sheila, what do you see as the most pressing issues for Hamilton in this election?
I think healing some of the city-region divisions. I think we've spent a lot of time fighting internally on issues like transportation, and I think now that the LRT has been given the green light and funding, huge funding from other levels of government, it's a chance to make this city great again. And I hate to use that example because it's probably not a politically correct one, but I think it's true. I mean, when my dad ran for mayor, and you go back to the early 60s, he gave an interview at the very beginning of his career, but kind of envisioning the ambitious city and what we could be. And I think we're at the cusp of that. I really do think that that's true.
Would either of you be interested in making a statement about the passing of the Queen?
I would like actually Sheila to do that first because of her history with the federal government and being a cabinet minister. I think it's proper for her to say something first.
Oh, well, on that one, I'll just, of course, I knew the Queen myself, having met her many times. The first time when she was in Ottawa for the unveiling of her statue, she was the first woman to have a statue on Parliament Hill astride her horse. She came to Hamilton. She did an event at Copps. My husband always jokes I had to hold her purse because he usually spent his time holding my purse. I had so many memories of her from Newfoundland when we did the Cabot 500. She dropped the puck, and there is a little story around the puck dropping that people don't know. She dropped the puck for the Vancouver Canucks game, and at the time, I was the minister responsible for trying to get enough votes for Canada to get the Olympics of 2010. And because of all the problems in Salt Lake City, you weren't allowed to do any visits. Like, there was no lobbying because they had put all these rules in place. So we said, we can't lobby for the Olympics, but the Queen's coming. What can we do to marry these two? So the suggestion came from my office that she drop the puck. And my assistant, Alice Willems, who used to be here at Parks Canada for many years, called Buckingham Palace, the secretary, and said, we'd like her to drop a puck. And they go, well, what's a puck? Like, they didn't even know what a puck was. And then they were afraid she was going to fall because at that point she was already well into her 80th year or something. Anyway, we did it. We also managed to squeeze in a Commonwealth ambassador's reception with the Queen, which of course everyone attended. And oh, by the way, we just happened to mention Vancouver Whistler. And guess who voted en masse for Vancouver Whistler as the choice? Was the Commonwealth. So when people say, oh, the Queen doesn't do anything and she costs, you know what? The Queen brought the Olympics to Canada. And I think that was pretty special and pretty amazing. And I think her son, King Charles, was in the Spitfire at the Hamilton Warplane Heritage Museum. That's how we got the Spitfire to Hamilton, because it was previously in Winnipeg in some field. And because we were doing special things for the Warplane Heritage Museum, we got the Spitfire to Hamilton. And I'm fully hoping that King Charles himself will be back to do more great things for Canada. So it's a sad day, but she had a wonderful life. She gave such an example of service and duty and family and love. So, and in her 97th year, that's a pretty good run. So.
I could never top that, but I do want to say I was at Copps when the Queen was here. Was it the Argyles, the changing of the colors, or the new colors that were provided?
I can't remember.
I think
what
it
the
was.
reason
I think it was.
I just had to say, find a reason to bring her to Hamilton.
Well, find a reason. That's all it was. But I do want to just say that I have heartfelt condolences to the family of the Queen and of all the royals, as well as everybody around the world who's mourning the loss of such an iconic and wonderful woman who took her role very, very seriously from the day that she became the monarch. And I'm grieving like everybody else, but also reflecting. And now I have more reflections as Sheila's told such a great inside story of of the Queen, and also looking forward to what comes next. Looking forward to what comes next.
Andrea, can you give us a little bit of a sense of what we'll hear from you on Monday?
Sure, I'm really excited. I'm excited that Monday is the day that I'll be revealing my action plan for Hamilton, and not surprisingly, it's the things that I've been hearing from Hamiltonians. I take seriously the development of an action plan that's informed by the people of this city and the concerns that they've raised with me over the last several weeks. And so I will be talking about things like housing, housing that is housing that's affordable for people who rent, that's affordable for people who pay mortgages, that's affordable for folks who are the lowest income people in our communities, and we see that needs a huge amount of attention. I'll be talking about LRT and other transportation matters. It is going to be an action plan that will really, I believe, speak to what Hamiltons see, not only as the things that need to be addressed, but also the vision for the future, which is what Sheila was talking about, actually realizing that ambitious city moniker.
So will this be a detailed platform that when you say action plan, or will there be a series of further more detailed announcements throughout the campaign?
Well, I know everybody's excited, and I'm excited too, and we're going to wait until Monday to reveal the plan. But I think it's more than just you're talking about theoretic policy. It's about action, about how do we actually tackle the things that Hamilton needs to see tackled, and how do we harness the excitement, the investment, the opportunities that are in front of our city.
One last question.
So I'll ask the same question I've asked twice already and didn't get an answer before, which is what you bring to the race that the other two front runners do not.
Well, it's unfortunate that you missed the comments of Sheila. Maybe Sheila would like to answer that one. I will. I'd like Sheila to say a few words. Unfortunately, you missed that opportunity, but
Well,
perhaps
Joey, I did mention the fact that what she brings is the first woman mayor of Hamilton, which neither of the others can claim to be a woman, so that's one thing. I think the other piece, having worked with Andrea on different sides of political issues, I've seen her capacity to really bring people together, and I don't think she will govern by uniting, not by dividing. And I think that's also something unique to her. And anyway, nice to see you. And
Great to see you.
I follow your Twitter feed, so I know everything that's going on about Terry Whitehead and Hamilton.
No. and can I just thank you, Sheila? I appreciate that. And can I just add, bar none, I'm the most experienced person in this race, and I'm happy to say that. I mean, I think that that's something that is obviously clear, and that gives me the advantage of being able to take the reins and run with the opportunities and the challenges facing our city with a number of councillors who are going to be new to the scenario. And I look forward to that. I think that having somebody experienced at the helm that has the capacity to do that reaching across party lines that Sheila was talking about, that understands not only the municipal order of government, but the other order of governments as well, and orders of government rather, and that has not only a long history and passion for this city, but a track record in terms of fighting for Hamiltonians and also having vision that has changed many parts of our city already. And so I bring that to the table with pride, but also with humility. And I think maybe, Joey, that's why in some ways I've been reluctant to say these things myself, because that's not kind of my personality. But I am proud of what I bring, and I know that the energy that I have for our city is boundless, and I'm looking so forward to hearing from Hamiltonians over the next couple of weeks of the campaign, of having the discussions and the debates that a campaign like this creates, and then ultimately hoping for the support of Hamiltonians so that we can get this city moving and solve not only the problems but create a fantastic future, because I know that's where we are, on the cusp of a fantastic future.
Thanks, everyone.
I did want to say one more thing on the issue of women, because I was involved back in the 90s in making sure that we had 25% women candidates in the election, in our winning election in 1993. And political parties have stepped up to the plate and made sure that there are women in all political parties. At the city level in Canada, we have the lowest representation of women of any level of political culture. And if you look to the FCM, you can get some statistics on how poor the situation is in many parts of Canada, where you literally have under 10% women on council and very few women as mayors. So even that issue itself, Hamilton is one of the oldest, most established cities in Canada, and it's incredible to think that we've never had a woman as mayor. So this is an opportunity to send a message to the rest of the country too, that City Hall is going to catch up with those political parties and start electing a better equal representation for women and men, and minorities as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
When
Be careful.
did you first meet, do you think? I'm just curious.
Oh my gosh.
Well, when she was on council.